Name drop a comic you don't find funny. तुम्हारी जिंदगी में कभी ख्वाब तुमने नहीं देखा है ख्वाब मैंने. Two girls. As soon as it was done with my first ever joke, they got up. One of the girls was crying, and they left. Please get up for your next act for the night. Vansh. Hey, Conflict. My name is Vansh. I am a stand-up comedian. I am 20 years old, and I just wanted to be on record that I am not wearing this from my own will. Okay? I was told to wear this for the interview, and I have to comply because I want this interview so bad. I want to be seen on the internet. So let's do this. So the thing about being an artist is you get asked a lot as to how did you get into the art form. And I can never answer that question correctly because as far as I can remember in my life, ever since I was a kid, I have been around comedy. I grew up watching a lot of comedy because my father was a huge fan of comedy. Not the comedy that I do, I would never want my father to watch that. But my father was a huge fan of physical comedy. My father was a die-hard fan of Laurel and Hardy, of Charlie Chaplin and all those artists, those slapstick comedians. And so I think that in some way got me addicted to the art of getting laughs. Because I used to sit and my father used to watch leisurely on the television and he used to see that fat fuck Laurel Hardy fall. And then he used to laugh like he saw the funniest thing in the world. And that was an addictive feeling to get that laugh. My father does not know Laurel and Hardy. He doesn't know them. But he laughed as if he's their best friend. And that is what comedy is all about, as to what I think at least. Like getting a stranger to laugh like that, it's addictive. It's addictive on a different level. The first time I got into stand-up comedy was, I was in like 7th grade or something. And I used to do sketch comedy, right? And so there was this senior Didi in my school. And she came up to me and she was like, Vansh, I'm hosting this open mic of sorts. Why don't you try stand-up comedy? You do sketch comedy so well. You're such a funny artist. And she was lying. I was not funny back then. And she's like, Vansh, why don't you try stand-up comedy? I was like, okay, I could try my shot at this. And I kid you not a lot. I wrote a couple of jokes. So I knew that a lot of people from my school were going to be there. Shout out Urdhvam School for Children. Shout out. Love you. And I knew a lot of people from my school were going to be there. So I wrote a couple of jokes about my school, about just like basic things that we know, ki hamara principal aisa hai, takna hai, all that stuff. And I went and I was shit scared, alright? I was scared to my bones. And I went on, I heard my name being called up. Please get up for your next act for the night. Vansh. I went on stage, my hands are trembling. And I kid you not, alright? I get the first joke out, uproarious laughter. People are dying laughing. Second joke, oh, sach bata raha hu. Second joke, more laughter. Third joke, more laughter. I'm like, shit, this is insane. That felt insane. When there's 40 odd people sitting in front of you, laughing at some stupid joke you wrote at 4 a.m., that is an insane feeling. And that's when I realized, dude, this is what I'm gonna do. This is the shit that I wanna do for the rest of my life. I wanna go up to strangers and tell them my stupid jokes, and I wanna get laughs out of them. And this is the life I wanna pursue. And so I did my first open mic, went really well, and I haven't stopped ever since. I haven't looked back. Now, it's been 5-ish years since I've been doing comedy. I've been doing comedy mostly in Ahmedabad. I've toured in Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore as well. But I've mainly done comedy a lot in Ahmedabad. And I can tell you that I love comedy. I fucking love comedy more than anything. I love comedy as an art form. I've studied it as an art form. I've dissected it as an art form. And it's insane to think that just a stupid little joke that I made got me to such a point where I can say that this is my life now. That I know what to do with my life, it's this. I want to go up on stage and tell jokes. And I think a career highlight for me would be in these past 5 years. So the kind of comedy I do isn't for everybody, alright? We have a strict 18+ warning for my show. I do a show called Busted. It's my solo special. It's my solo hour-long show. It's a show that I've been writing for the past 3 years. It's a show that I've been performing and touring for the past 1.5 years, for like 18, 19 odd months. And then it's a show that I've toured around the country as well. I've sold around 750+ tickets for that show so far. And for that show, the very first review that I got of that show was verbatim. I won't name the production that reviewed it, but verbatim, the very first review for that show was, do not go if you don't have the guts. That is what I do. So it takes insane guts to sit through my show. And that was proved to me when I was doing a show last August in Ahmedabad. It was like a 150-seater club. I had sold it out. mad respect. I sold out the club and it's a 150-seater audience waiting for me to get on stage. My opening act got off, I got on stage. I did the first joke of my show. It's an hour-long show and the very first joke is about something very explicit. And then it just gets worse with every joke. Now, I did not know this happened. Post-show, my manager came up to me, he told me that this happened. There were apparently 2 girls in the last row. It's a 150-seater club, I couldn't see everybody at the back. 2 girls, as soon as I was done with my first ever joke, they got up. One of the girls was crying and they left right after the very first joke they left because one of the girls started crying because she was triggered. And I think this is the peak, I think this is the best thing that's happened to me in comedy yet because I like to sort of challenge people's comfortability. I know you're comfortable watching comedy. I want you to not be comfortable watching mine. How do I figure out if I'm funny? How does somebody figure out they're funny? So step 1 for figuring out if you're funny is, step 1, don't be Vansh Mulchandani. Step 2 is, funny is very subjective. Funny is, what's funny to me won't be funny to somebody else. What's funny to you won't be funny to me. It's very subjective, don't listen to anybody. Funny is a social construct, दुनिया में कुछ नहीं है, सब मरने वाले, nobody gives a fuck. Say the joke you wanna say, laugh at the joke you wanna laugh at, do whatever the fuck you want, nobody gives a fuck, nobody's gonna judge you. And step 3 is don't be Harsh Gujral. Don't be Harsh Gujral. Okay. So the crew from Conflict has given me some cards and I sincerely hope one of these is a love letter. But I'm going to read through these and they've told me some of these are questions, some of these are dares that I have to do. I just hope they won't make me strip on camera. It doesn't end well usually and I have to get paid for that as well. So let's dive into what these questions are. I haven't read any of these, trust me. So the first question is, how much of your dating life do you owe to your sense of humor? Dude, look at me. My front teeth look like the logo of Mahindra. My skin looks like it's a fucking moon. My hair looks like it's unshaved pubes. All of it. All of it. Every girl that I've ever talked to, it's because I consider myself funny. And I have the fucking audacity to go up to the girl and be like, hi. So there's this new pickup line that I've been using recently since Diwali's coming up. The pickup line is, hey, you be careful while you're walking in the streets, right? Just be careful, आजकल. क्योंकि कोई तुझे फटाका समझ के फोड़ ना दे. The crew members laughed. You don't get it on camera, तुमको नहीं दिख रहा, but the crew members laughed. They're still laughing. They're laughing. खड़े हो गए हंस रहे, पेट पकड़ रहे. So sense of humor भी, I doubt उस पे भी कुछ होगा. So I guess it's been a confidence booster. But then I am a sexy piece of hunk, so I don't need to rely on that. The next question is, do you ever feel that people only like you when you're funny? I don't think people like me when I'm funny. I seriously doubt that people like me when I'm funny. But fuckers, I didn't know you were gonna ask me like existential questions. You're like, am I likable or not? But I think people like me better when I'm funny. Because it's like, I think funny Vansh is a good person to be around. Because I'm constantly going to crack like shitty jokes. I'm constantly going to try to make you laugh. I'm going to fail at it, but I'll try. I'm a hard worker. So I think people might like me better, but I think people also they like me to begin with. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि they dislike me and the humor helps with it. अच्छा आदमी हूँ मैं, खराब आदमी नहीं हूँ. Okay, I have a dare here. Dare, do a stand-up bit about your last relationship, no filters. Holy shit, okay. You're gonna have to put filters because this is a nasty bit. And I'm just gonna tell you, okay, so the entirety of this bit, it's gonna sound like a truck backing up, a truck reversing because itne sare beeps hone wale between the words. Because you can't, so, okay, I'll do one joke, but then you guys can beep it out, you guys can cut it out. So, my last girlfriend, she broke up with me because she got a dream. उसने एक सपना देखा that I cheated on her with a porn star. And I really tried to convince her that, baby, I did not. It was just a dream. Babe, I did not. It's just a dream. मुझे बहुत मेहनत लगी उसे convince करने में that, babe, this is just a dream. ये सिर्फ तेरा सपना था that I cheated on you with a porn star. It took me 30 fucking minutes to convince her that it's just a dream. एंड इतनी एफर्ट के बाद मेरी हिम्मत ही नहीं हुई उसे बताने की कि मेरा भी यही सपना है that I cheat on you with a porn star. There's a reason we're dating, babe. Our dreams align so much. That's a shitty joke. That's a shitty joke. I don't use it in my show. It's a scrap joke. Don't judge me, please. Let's cut the joke out. Yeah. Talk about a funniest cringe moment. A funniest cringe moment. Huh. Talking about a funniest cringe moment. I'm gonna have to think about this. I'm gonna circle back to this question in a while. What scares you more, silence or honesty? I think for the art form that I am in, silence is honesty. Because if you don't laugh, you're being honest. कि तू नहीं है funny. The only reaction that you can get out of a comedian's audience is laughs. So if there's silence, I think that is honesty that you need to work on your jokes. You're not that funny. So I think this is intertwined here, but I think honesty. एक बार के लिए चुप रहोगे चलेगा. बस खड़े होके मुंह पे अपन बोलना कि बहुत unfunny है. Just don't do all that to me. I get shit scared. Ooh. Dare. Name drop a comic you don't find funny. No explanations, just name. देखो. Okay. Zakir Khan. But I think that's a very popular take. That is a very popular take. And Zakir, I doubt Zakir is going to watch this. I doubt Zakir. तू MSC tour कर रहा है Zakir. तू क्यों देखेगा मेरे लुक्खे जैसा video? But Zakir, it's just not funny. He's and ऐसा नहीं बोलूँ कि मेरे लिए funny नहीं. In general funny नहीं लगता है मेरे को Zakir. In general बहुत क्या है तेरे को? मेरे को comedy सुनना है मेरे को हंसा. तू मेरे को एक कि तुम्हारी जिंदगी में दुख दे चुप कर. He's like कि तुम्हारी जिंदगी में कभी ख्वाब तुमने नहीं देखा है. ख्वाब मैंने ख्वाब देखा होता 100 रुपए लेके तेरी टिकट देखना. Zakir. Also, okay, just for the extra credit, I'm going to name a few more. Bassi. Bassi is not funny. Bassi is Zakir but drunk. Bassi is Zakir but from Delhi. Bassi is like, मेरे 4 दोस्त बैठे दारू पी रहे. चुप! जोक सुना? 4 लोग बैठे दारू पी रहे थे. चुप! जोक लिख क्या? एक और नाम लूंगा मैं. फन ना. एक और नाम लूंगा. Harsh Gujral. Because look, the very crux of comedy is कि तू जोक सुना सामने वाला हंसेगा. मैं जोक सुना मैं 2 मिनट हंसूं. That is not comedy. This is how Harsh Gujral does comedy. एक बार मैं बैठा था और आप मानोगे नहीं ना भाई मैं बैठा था. आप मानोगे नहीं कि मैं उधर बैठा था और मेरे सामने से मोटी लगी. What the fuck? What the fuck? तू ही पैसे देगा ना शो में तेरे को हंसना है तो. I'm just kidding. I'm just jealous of these fuckers. I'm so jealous. इतनी टिकट बेच रहे हैं. I'm just jealous of these guys. Okay. What's your biggest insecurity as a comic? कि 10 साल बाद कोई न्यू अपकमिंग कॉमिक मेरे बारे में ऐसा बोलेगा उसके इंटरव्यू में. That is my biggest insecurity. जब मैं टिकट बेचना चालू कर दूंगा, then some comics come मेरे को वंश मुझे नहीं फनी लगता. चुप कर. What do you fear the most when you're on stage? Judgment. Because look, my entire art form is revolved around being judged, and yet I think every comic's fear is being judged because it takes time for us to write jokes. Right? Not every joke will be funny to every audience. And then being judged is the worst feeling because when you're being judged and nobody's laughing, you're on that stage alone. It feels like you're standing where nobody can see you, but everybody can judge you. And right, it's depressing. उस टाइम पे मेरे को इच्छा होती है कि सबका एक-एक करके नाम लूं, उस रात को और सबका नाम मेरे सुसाइड नोट में लिखूं कि ये सब बाबों की वजह से मैं मर रहा हूं. That is the worst feeling I've felt as a comic, and that's still my biggest insecurity, my biggest fear. Dare, tell us a really bad joke. Oh, come to my show, Busted by Vansh if you want to hear bad jokes. No, okay. This is a bad joke. Hold on, a bad joke. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna have to look for a bad joke because I don't write bad jokes. ठीक है, मेरे को I'm gonna have to go to YouTube. I'm gonna search some comedians up and उनका कोई jokes ना. I don't. What's a bad joke? I've never heard of a bad joke.
2,000 years later.
I'm still scrolling. Hold on, I need to find bad jokes.
One eternity later.
Yeah, this is a bad joke, right? So, I think that people these days are more woke than ever, and they're woke in a sense that it's stupid. ठीक है? Like people, I saw a post जिसपे दिल्ली के कॉलेज पे celebrations हो रहा था, and उसके comments में एक woke बंदा लिख रहा है, why are you just celebrating? तुम क्यों नहीं सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हो? सेलिब्रेट करो ना, हम सेक्युलर देश में रहते हैं, हमारे प्रीएम्बल में लिखा है वी आर सेक्युलर कंट्री, सेलिब्रेट। क्योंकि ये दिन में खुद कंफ्यूज हो रहा है कि भैंचो आज तो मेरा ऑफ डे, आज क्यों लोग आ रहे हैं मेरे पास? आई थिंक be relaxing somewhere on a beach in Goa. It's gonna be like, who the fuck is notifying me? It's उनको मत disturb करे यार. That's a bad joke and it's gonna be bleeped out. I hope this is gonna be bleeped out. I swear to God, if this is not bleeped out. Phew. Do you think your humor helps you heal or just helps you hide my? रुला के भेजोगे क्या घर मेरे को? Do you think your humor helps you heal or just helps you hide? I think neither. Because okay, I think heal. I think okay, no, I think hide. I think hide. Because I think with humor I can read. Okay, no, wait a second. I think heal and hide both. Tell us a joke that might get you into trouble. Come watch Busted by Vansh Chandani. 2 dates on Book My Show. You can find it on my Instagram. Yeah. Has being funny ever made it harder to be taken seriously? Right now. Right now. मैं 2 मिनट पहले मेरा दुख दर्द सुना रहा था. Everybody in the crew is like, that's right. Yeah, so there's a perception where people are like, oh, he's a comedian, he has to be funny all the time. No, I don't. I can't be funny when I have to be. Why would I be funny out of the blue? What do your parents think about you? I didn't know my parents were also sending in questions for this. Mom, Dad, I think they're proud, but that's because they've never seen me on stage. When they see me on stage, meri jaidaad to gayi. I'm gonna get adopted by somebody else. Okay, now I'm gonna answer that again. That's a very weird answer. Organic opposite. Okay. What do your parents think about you? Fuck you for putting me on the spot with such a question. मेरे को दुख हो रहा है इसका. Dare, what is 12 into 8? What is 12 into 18? Okay, hold on. 18 times 10 is 180. 18 times 2 is 36. So that's 216. Wait. 216. हाँ, 216. देख calculator देख फटाफट. 18 times 12. That's 216. Yeah. Hell yeah, motherfucker. So, I think a ridiculous dream of mine is, I like 10 years, 20 years down the line, I want to headline Madison Square Garden, what Zakir just did. So, I've been, I'm not going to name Zakir again, but it's a good, he's like the first comedian from India to headline Madison Square Garden. And I've been huge into American comedy and I know the importance of Madison Square Garden and any comedian playing it. So, Shane Gillis just played, he's going to play Madison Square Garden thrice. And I hope to play it once, I hope to fucking sell it out once. That's a dream, but that doesn't sound ridiculous when you think about it. Because I believe everything is possible. So a ridiculous dream is, I want to perform in front of Narendra Modi. I want Narendra Modi to laugh at my jokes. I want Narendra Modi to sit there, I'll make my stupid and because then we already have enough spotlights. We can't afford another light bumping off of his bald head. Don't bring him. Please subscribe to CONFLKT Magazine. They give chances to upcoming artists like me. थोड़ा मेरे को stage time दिया. मैं आज रात को खुश सोऊंगा. आज रात को मेरे को तुम्हारी मम्मी के पास नहीं आना पड़ेगा. Just came out. मुझे dare करने की चलो name drop a comic that you think is not funny. एक last बोल दो, एक last. I'll tell you one last comic who I think is not funny. Okay. A comic who I think is not funny. Kapil Sharma. Kapil Sharma is not. Okay, there's one joke that I like from Kapil Sharma. ठीक है, एक joke उसका अच्छा है. where Bharti comes on stage and he's like, ये गुड्डू है, ये हमारा पड़ोसी है बिल्लू, उसकी बीवी है. And then Bharti is like, ये couple है पर ये किसी की बीवी नहीं है. That is a good fucking joke. That is a good fucking joke. But that's because वो couple ने नहीं लिखा है. You go watch Kapil's Netflix special. You will rather go to Kapil's face than laugh at that.